It was just easy. I don't know what the problem is. There's now a little thing at the top of the screen so you can actually do it horizontally. Before, you used to have to go in the settings. I've changed it, obviously, but some people want to go live horizontally. So welcome to the Late Night Vape Show channel, where we do have a vape, because it's a vape show. Hopefully we've got rid of that clicking. I've plugged the microphones in before I actually opened the screen up, because last time I did it, it was you could hear it clicking on the thing as if the. Hello, JP. How are you doing, buddy? I can't invite you in because I'm on a phone, so it doesn't really work out. Now live on your channel, as if I didn't know. Let's have a look, see if I can do live chat. There we go. I don't know how many people are coming because it's just one of these pop-up lives again. I've just had my dinner. I thought, are you not at work today then? Nicky Maynard, we love you. BVG, good afternoon. That's how to get people in, innit? Do it on this channel. So, cross 4. I have to turn the lights out at this end of the room, otherwise it shines on my head. You can't. In there we've got some cobalt from the Fluid. Hello, Barry James, how you doing? From the Fluid Long Fills range. You can get those over at, is it Bazza from Pixie Juice that's doing them? Anyway, Google it, they'll tell you. Or ask Nebs. Day off. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was off yesterday. Wasn't really much of a day off, to be honest. It was one of those days where I didn't really do a lot. I went upstairs to do a video, wasn't interested, and come back down again. And just spent some time with the wife. And then Lou's had new internet fitted. And it's a fairly big old place that she's got there. And it wasn't working half the house. So I've got famous people messaging me at the moment. I'll have to get back to them after the live. Also, check out this one while we're on with it. If you're into your long fills, you can actually get them in 12 milligram freebase. That's how I've got them. You just let him know in the comments. What's that say? I missed that. What happened there? Can you pull them back? There we go. You're on Cobalt. Put some ice shots in it. He tried Onyx. You wouldn't need the ice shots in that. On Cobalt to the long fill range. I think they're perfect in these things. I absolutely love this device, to be honest, and this other one here. And there's no shill that, because they just send you out for review. This is banging. I don't know when this is coming out, but it's. I was lucky because it came from China, so I got a 5mm pod. And it works bloody marvellous. It's so easy to use. You know, I mean, that's it. Put some juice in it, stick it on the top, charge it up. You can either have it at mouth to lung, or that's the mouth to lung setting. I don't know why they put a silly spaceship on there. I think they were just stuck for someone to put on there, typical Chinese. And that's the power setting, which opens up the airflow and turns it into, I don't know, look at the cloud that comes off it. For a pod, you know what I mean? Of course, I'm going to ruin it with the bloody TPD, aren't I? Sorry for banging things on the table. I keep forgetting because I can do it on the other one because the microphone's not suspended on there. Yeah, I've got the Onyx as well. Where are we? Mr. Nevins gave me this a few weeks ago when he came to Lou's house. This little Vapresso cubey thing. Same again, I can't remember what pod's in it even. You can't put 0.4 in these. Oh me, my eyes. Hang on, 1 second. I'll point it up at the camera, see if it shows. Oh, the camera's there. No. I can't bloody see it. Hopeless. I'm old. So easy, isn't it? In that, I've got the remnants. It looks a bit remnanty as well. Look. Some Posh Vape Jus. I mixed that myself. It looks like I'm going to be mixing it myself for a long time. Show this. Bought from a nightclub in Benidorm because my battery was flat. We'll all be vaping pods when the tax hits. Yeah, well, just need to learn how to mix, don't you? Mix yourself 20 gallon of juice up. Mix in 20 gallon of juice up in 200ml bottles. Don't put the nick in it, and then just put the nick in it as you want it. There'll be a way around absolutely everything. There always is. There always is. And that is life. Hang on, let's just get this along. That's one thing about the vaping industry. Innovation is not short coming forward, is it? Daily driver for many months. I went to Benidorm with a mate of mine. He just started vaping, and he had one of these batteries with a small tank on the tank that comes with it, and it was no good for me, the tank. But I went for this mod, and you can see it's been stood in the cab. I've got two of them with the Albrique on the top, and that is a lovely mouth-to-lung vape. I keep looking over there for the camera. It's there. It's there. Look there. Yeah, you will. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I think the thing is, the mixing show is a brilliant one, and when you watch Tim's mixing show, it's a brilliant one. But in some cases, it's fairly far on when they're talking about playing with and blending in and all this sort of thing. Because they're experienced mixers. It's not as difficult as it looks. It genuinely is not as difficult as it looks. Get yourself a set of drug dealer scales. Get some PGVG. Get some 72 from Nick Up, and get Graham in the Zoom room. You'll be, if you like fruit flavours, they're the easiest ones. Just buy 20 quid's worth of flavours. Start off small. Put 2 things in. And away you go. I mean, if you look on mine, they're all basic. They're really basic. Some of them have got 3 or 4 in, but if you look, they'll probably have 3 sorts of strawberry in there. And it's just as I got a little bit better at it, but I'm no good at mixing either, really. Not to the level of these lads, where they're pulling a different flavour out every time they have a toot. But what I do is vape my own stuff day in, day out, all day when I'm in the cab. In this one, there's you can't get it now. I was quite lucky. Nick sent me a load of flavours out from Mullenbury that he used to test for, and there's one in there called Shock, and I found out I really liked it. It's like an anise, nearly. There's a little bit of like licorice in there, and I put that in with some cranberry. I mean, you can see even the bottle's worn out nearly. I put it in with some cranberry, and then there's a thing called, what was the other one? There's a sour. There's just, which is just a sour, which is intended to give it a bit of a sour tweak. And I put a little bit of that in, and you can see it all. It's all on ELR. And after the first time you've mixed something, you can actually vape. The good thing is with the fruit flavour, you're only probably 4 days before you can vape it. If you start making really heavy custards and stuff like that, you can be 6 weeks to a month. Once you get into it, you'll never stop. But they are really good lads. You've only got to get into a Zoom room with Graham. I struggled for about a month, and it was getting to the point where I was thinking, I'll just buy commercial stuff. It's all crap that I'm doing. And I got in a Zoom room with Graham, and he'd come up with, I think, 3 recipes for me. And I made him. One was a custard, so I can't think what it was, that one. I had to wait a few weeks for that one. And the first drag on that, I thought, bloody hell, that's something I've put into a bottle. It's amazing. And then you go crazy then. You start getting all your flavours out and putting different bits in. I actually did a strawberry champagne. And then I got Nick to do it commercially. Obviously, he had to do a lot to it to make it to be commercially viable. And he called it the Snob. And that was a strawberry champagne. And I baked that for ages. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I used to use Space Jam's Galactica. And they stopped making it. and I'd vaped it for a couple of years, just, as a daily vape pack. I think really with when you're doing mouth to lung, the flavour isn't as well as this commercial stuff is, but the stuff that you do isn't as complex as what you would do in a sub-ohm or something like that. But so another thing I suppose was John's coils. Yeah, the snob. Yeah, if you look on that on my ELR, it's strawberries and champagne, I think. And I mean, I say obviously he did a commercial version of it. And he used different stuff and that, but the concept, the idea, I said, any chance of tweaking that and doing it. So I used to then go around telling everybody nicked it. But just start off simple. I mean, you can put. I've actually got the recipe for Eisenberg or Nick's version, the blue. Nick gave me the recipe for it, and the good thing about that is you can not put as much menthol in it, or that type of thing. So you could make it into an all day of that lovely sort of, is it blueberry or something that comes out of it? You haven't got to drown it in coolant. You know what I mean? Where do you get your concentration from it? I just came from anywhere really. Rainbow Vapes. I've been quite lucky because I got onto Rainbow Vapes is a good place to have a look, and go into their clearance section, and it'll say out of date and out of code and all this sort of thing. But you ain't got to worry about it because it's a bit like a fine wine. It doesn't really go off because it's only a concentrate. It's only really nicotine that goes off in your juice and then turns it brown and peppery. But if you go into Rainbow Vapes into their clearance section and look and just have a look and think. I mean, don't go buy 10 creams or out like that, but just think. Well, I've vaped that particular flavour once before, and I probably could enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like if it's a dragon fruit or something like that. In some cases, they're £1 a bottle. Just get a few bottles. So I use a lot of Mullenbury stuff because Nick gave me it, and I just learned how to mix with it. But then if there's a strawberry in there, get a couple of them. Because you'll get a strawberry sweet and you get a full-on strawberry. And I mean, I put about 3 strawberries together with a little bit of champagne. And because I put the, I think it was strawberry sweet or strawberry light or so, I can't think what they call it now, I ain't got any more, but I put that in, and then I put another strawberry and you seem to get a full-on taste of a strawberry. It wasn't bad. And a little bit of champagne in there to make it fizz up. You need some super sweet as well, because if you're going from commercial liquids, you'll definitely need some super sweet. And what you tend to do with that is, for a start, you put quite a lot in. And now I put about 4 drops in the bottle. I don't even measure it. I don't put it on the ELR, but I just, at the end of the bottle, I just go drip, 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 drip. That's all I do. And that's perfect for me, because I'm not mad on that really saccharine sweet sort of juice. And the other thing is that your palate's got to change slightly as well. Once you're using commercial e-liquids, when you've been using them for a long time, you'll be looking for that massive boost of flavour, which for a little while you won't get, but you can make up with a little bit of extra sweetness. But it won't be long before you actually... I suppose it's like going from a Marlboro Red to a Marlboro Light when you used to smoke. In a week or so, you get used to that thing. And I tended, when I first started, if I mixed a sub-ohm liquid or a what do you call it, liquid, RTA liquid, like for twin coils and that. If I mixed that, I'd probably mix it about 5% total. So I used to up it a little bit for mouth to lung. Because obviously it's not getting quite so warm, so I'd probably mix it 8%. But I say, the good thing is about it is, nobody's ever going to tell you it's crap. Hello, Arnie, how you doing, mate? Nobody's ever going to tell you it's crap because you ain't got to tell them you made it. £2.20 on a 10 mil. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. As I always say, always leave Cheech alone because he's more than welcome to his opinion. Yeah, it's been interesting to see how that actually pans out with whether they're just going to put £2.20 on a bottle or whether they're actually going to do it. You're shocked. You're shocked. Really. Oh dear. Just imagine that you're a government and all of a sudden you say to everybody, you really need to stop smoking because everybody's dying. And then they're like, Christ, too many don't stop because otherwise we're going to end up people getting a lot older. We've got to give them a pension, and then we're going to be down on the tax money by 50%. But you've got to keep telling them to stop smoking. But you just hope and pray that they just don't. And all of a sudden, everybody gets really good at it. A little Chinese man decides he wants to, I'm not saying he's little, might be big. A Chinese bloke decides he's going to stop smoking, so he gets a battery and some e-liquid and starts vaping. And then all of a sudden, straight through the back door, everybody stops smoking because of it. Neil Pitts, we love you. Good afternoon to you, sir. I'm just going to be here for about I'm going to give it another 15 minutes because I've got to go to work. It's nearly 2 o'clock in the UK. And this is one of these where you just never leave. Even on DIY liquid, guess we're stocking up again now. Well, yeah, I've already got 3 litres of 72. Sitting in that my wife's wine fridge because the bloody fridge at the back's packed up. Yeah, so all of a sudden everybody stops smoking and starts vaping and you're not getting any tax on it. And you can't tell them to start smoking again because you told them to stop. But they did, and you didn't help them. It must be, like these people that are selling them bloody nicotine inhalers. It must really piss them off because we're all here making our own e-liquids, and they can't charge 20 quid for a stick with some. Anybody tried a flum? I think if I ever see anybody having a flum, I'm going to chase them round with something. Them self-righteous pricks on Facebook. I stopped vaping using this. It's like, why didn't you just take the bloody end piece out of a biro instead of paying 150 quid for that? Hang on, Mr. Cheech, what did we say? Oh, hang on. What have I done? Oh, here we go. It's the cloud chucking comps. That's what you need. Value custard. I don't think that they're going to put anything on Cheech's value custard. With the tax, they have announced in the UK, I'm waiting to see if they try and tax us here in the States. I don't know. It's not 2026 anyway, and they haven't actually told you exactly. There's quite a few. A flum, is it called fum or flum? And you've seen them on your Facebook, Jonathan. You get it's a piece of steel, and they're sending you some sort of powder with it or something, and then it's like, it really de-stresses me. Well, just bite your fingernails or something. And they're about 150 quid, these things. And they're like, I stopped vaping using this. I was addicted. And you're like, fuck off. You know what I mean? A fum is not good. Have you tried one? I don't know what a fum is. It's either fum or flun or flum or something. I can't remember. And, oh, God, every time I see it, I keep clicking the X at the top of it to get rid of them. And I keep writing to him saying, can you please block me because I can't put up with your bullshit. And they get really moody. and I just keep putting quackery and laughing and all this sort of thing. And I'm trying to get them to block me so I ain't got to watch them. Nothing coming out. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. So you've seen them then, have you, as well? They're like they've made them so they look really trendy. And you hang it around your neck on a rope. You know what I mean? And so you could be a hipster and tell everybody you're addicted to something. They're like, fuck off. And I rarely swear, but they fucking annoy me, really, honestly. The disposable ban won't matter. It's pennies to add a USB and a hole to make it refillable. Exactly. I don't know if I've shown you them things yesterday, wasn't I, Cheech? These. I ain't got a pod in this one. There's your little USB at the bottom. They've even put extra power on it. And just to help you out, they put a screen on the side. This one won't work because will it work? It will work. The pod on this one was empty, so I threw it away and just brought the battery back. But that is your disposable killer, all in one go. 12 ml of juice, cracked it. And to be really honest, cracking bait. little bit sweet for me with the disposable type juice in there, but you'd soon get used to it, wouldn't you? Better than smoking fags, really. The other thing is you can always start smoking fags again, can't you? Go down the old Polish shop, get some dodgy backy, get yourself onto it. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks exactly shit, doesn't it? I'm surprised it didn't pop up at the Vapor Expo, but I suppose there'd be loads of people going over there throwing wet tissues at them. Get out. They just detest them. It's like these people that drink three glasses of wine on a Sunday and then do bloody sober October. You're like, oh, I feel much better now. Why is that? Because you didn't have 3 glasses of wine. Fucking idiot. I've gone through times with alcohol and Christ. But then you see these, they just annoy me. Dry January. I didn't have 12 glasses of wine in a month and I feel amazing. Anyway, that's my rant for today. I start doing ranty things, didn't it, really? That's got rid of it one anyway. A thumb is like sucking fresh air on a silk cut. Exactly, until you got a strong one. I don't know about you, but if somebody give you a silk cut, you used to put your lips further down the filter, didn't you? To actually get past the air holes. Or snap the filter off and smoke it like a parky. The only cigarette I could never smoke was a Capstan Full Strength. I actually bought 20 and never finished them. I've smoked cigars and you name it, pipes, anything. I would smoke anything, but I couldn't do a Capstan Full Strength. I could smoke them senior service with no tips on, number 10s with no tips on, the Players Navy cut ones. I used to actually enjoy them. The only thing was them you had to watch out for. The paper used to stick to your lip. You used to go like that. You used to either end up with the burning end in between your fingers, or you'd pull half your lip off as you took them out. You used to put a Rizzler around the filter to cover the holes. That's it, exactly. So even, desperate straits, you'd snap the end of it. But my wife smoked them for a while. My last cigarettes were Marlboro Lights. I used to love them. I never really had the urge to stop, but if it hadn't been for vaping, I'd never have stopped. And that's one thing the government did say, that they didn't want people to not vape. So they've tried to be a bit easy. You in a holding cell, mate? Yeah, I got caught. We love you as well, Scuba. I got caught with, I don't know, Arnie, to be honest. They've changed all the cigarette packets, so you can't tell. You can't see if they're on display either. They're not on display. They hide them behind. Yeah, I got caught with a 10mm pod, so they've locked me up for a month. I told Tommy Robinson I loved him as well. Not allowed. Anybody watch Charles Veach? He's one of the original auditors, but he doesn't really audit now. He just walks around with a phone, walks around Manchester and different places and shows you different stuff. And he's really interesting. I find him really good. I don't have any opinions on. Well, I do, but I won't put it on here. I'm not a loony lefty or a loony righty or anything, but I just like to watch stuff like that, and it's quite interesting to see how opposing sides can argue so greatly and so nastily to each other about the same thing. I'll be getting shut down. That's swearing and having an opinion all in the same stream. There's one or two bits that I watched in the budget that I thought was quite interesting about that non-domiciled tax status, where people could just come over here, be gazillionaires, buy all the flats up in a block in London, live here forever and never actually pay any income tax on it. So they've actually closed that loophole up to actually probably get somebody to pay up, which will be quite interesting. It's all right for the working man to pay loads and loads of tax, but if you just happen to be loaded, you ain't got to. But so it'd be interesting to see how it comes up. I mean, nobody's ever going to pay £35 for a bottle of e-liquid, so you run a risk then of people returning to smoking. But by that time, cigarettes will be so expensive, even to roll your own, 40 quid for 2 ounce, what we used to call 2 ounce, 50 grams. The world's gone mad. Let's do what Benny does, what Benny said, grow your own. Imagine that, all the dealers stopping growing weed. Break into a disused house and there's a load of tobacco plants growing. Maybe not. So today is today's weather report. Oh, I'm gutted about that. I have to sell my house. all your houses, yeah. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Well, they just, what they say is it's like in central London at certain parts of the year, it's empty because all the apartments, the rich apartments, are owned by people that live in different countries that never go to them. So the people with the little shops around the corner all go bankrupt because there's nobody there to use them. I was in central London one night. I used to, he's dead now, bless him, but I used to drive a guy about sometimes in his own car. He had Range Rovers and Mercs and stuff, and I'll get back to you in a minute, John. And we were right smack bang in the middle, and we were parked there on a Saturday night, and it was as quiet as a mouse. Anyway, he comes out of the restaurant about 12:30, 1 o'clock. We drive down the road, and it's like bloody rush hour. It's crazy. You know, you don't realise how many people are actually there because they're not in the middle. There'll be plenty of black market vapes in the UK. Too much money to be made, exactly. We've got shops and hairdressers. Apparently, they've just shut hairdressers down here. I think they were Turkish or Albanian. You used to go for your haircut, and while you were there, they'd sell you 2 ounces of bacca and some weed. You only ever see about 3 customers in there a week, and it's making 10 grand a week on haircuts. So there you go. John, you've got the San AOO. John, I've got the San AOO cracking boot kit. I didn't get what he said. We need to go back to John. There we go. I've set up and started using the Pixel Borrow last night, and it's not bad. I don't own any Borrow tanks. It's just something I've never tried. I'll probably try one day and think, well, why haven't I been doing this for the last 5 years? But I don't think I will. I don't like that buried drip tip thing. I like them. I mean, these are cracking drip tips on these. It's a cracking vape, that. Still got a 0.5 Alien from John over at, not at Proper Coils. But in a close second, these, brilliant. Right, what was that? When was the last time you went to the hairdressers? Yesterday morning. I use the same one every time. It's called Upstairs in the bathroom. You don't look this good without trying, you know. It's not just by accident. Although I can grow a cracking set of eyebrows. I've just been looking on there. They need a bit of attention. You can get long drip tips to fit on the burrows. Ah, right. Yeah. I know Pugs bought one a while back, and I really did fancy that. That was but they're really expensive. They're really nice ones, aren't they? I suppose the good thing about them is, it's like when you get this, if you're walking down the road, you put it in your pocket, you're always worried about doing something and snapping the tank in half. Because you could do, I suppose that's the weak point, isn't it? The chimney and the glass. With a Borrow that would be stuck in the bottom. I never fancied a billet box or anything like that. Where did Scuba go? There's one thing when you're doing it like this, you know how many people are nipping in and out. And I think as the numbers start to go down who are in, you tend to talk faster to get some more in. It's when you're doing it live on the computer, you only know who's in by who's chatting. You don't know if anybody's watching, or there could be 50 and you don't know. But at the moment, we've only got 8. I paid 80 quid for my San AIO DNA on eBay. Cracking. Yeah, they had one in at the vape shop the other day, and I said to them, I'm not even going to look at it because I'll end up walking outside with it. because I didn't know if it was a good one. And I think it was about 50 quid. So it could have been a 30 quid one that was 50 quid because it's in a vape shop, you know what I mean? So I didn't bother. Yeah, I have my own personal hairdresser called My Razor. Yeah, exactly. I used to use a buzz cut, you know, and in the end I took all the foils off and just used the blade. Then I went to Spain once, got there, I got the charger in the suitcase, forgot to take the bloody thing. So that was the first day I shaved the top of my head. I always thought it'd be difficult, but it's so easy. I do it about every 4 days. I could actually grow hair, believe it or not. I mean, it's a bit thinner as you get towards. There's even some there, some stubble there. So I don't know to what point I'd look a bit weird with hair now. I ain't had any hair for donkey's years. I think I was 21 the first time I sort of, you know, had a shortcut, if you know what I mean. It's easy, no bedded hair. You don't get up in the morning, it's all flat on one side, nothing. Anyway, it's 10 past bloody 2. What? I've been on half an hour. I should have started this an hour ago. We could have stayed on for longer. I try not to go out too late if I can. I got in the habit, to be honest, after they weren't very well, you sort of get a bit put back by it all, and you're sort of scraping out at 3:30 in the afternoon, and then if it's a bit quiet, you're not doing much money. You've cut the back of the head a few times. I use the is it not Wilkinson sword? What's the other one? The Hydro 5s. I don't know, because I used to use the Hydro 3s because they were perfectly good. Because they were the cheapest ones, they never had any blades for them in Morrison's. And then I got the 5s because they're slightly more expensive and they've always got some blades for them. And I don't think I've ever done anything. I bought some cheap ones off Amazon thinking they were genuine. Oh, bloody, I've got lumps out all over. I actually threw them away, they were rubbish. Obviously fakes. You can't imagine it, can you? Fake razor blades. You just fake anything, isn't it? Counterfeit anything. It's something you don't really want to, you know, cut yourself with a fake razor. Could end up with all sorts, couldn't you, really? Anyway, really better go. Lovely to speak to you all. Just sort of pop on. Use Harry. What's Harry? You got one of them. I know Simon got one, didn't he? With about 5 heads on it when you just went like that. They seem to work pretty well. My mate bought one, put it in the wrong luggage, and they snapped one of the things off. That was him done. That was on the first time I went to Benidorm with him. So I just didn't bother. I just because obviously, you know, same shaving foam, same razor. I suppose you do blunt your razors a little bit quicker. Secret is though not to make sure you don't leave it too long, because otherwise it takes some dragging through if you've got a lot of hair. Anyway, I better go. That was in horizontal mode. Found out how you do it. You just set it up and press horizontal mode at the top of the screen. It's really easy. If you could do that on the way out, I'm sure it'll help us up in somewhere. Yeah. I'd say don't put too much into it, Nikki. I know when I first started, get a set of scales off Amazon. Even the little... that Harry's Club, yeah. Even the little, you know, drug dealer ones, with the ones with a little thing on them. They're only 13 quid, something like that. Go on... can't think where I used to get my bloody PG. I've got loads of PG and BG. I bought quite a lot of it. And I think you want... If you got a litre of VG... You only really want half a litre of PG because you're not going to use it. You know, you put a lot less PG in than what you do VG. And then if you go on Nick Up, get 100 ml of, I don't know whether you do salts or whatever. Yeah, I didn't get me PG and VG off Nick Up. I got my Nick off there. And if sometimes there's a discount code. But if you just get 100 ml of 72, that'll keep you going for a start, just to see if you're going to like it. You know, I mean, it's easy for me to say, you know, buy a litre's 60 quid, and it's a lot of outlay if you found out you don't like it, but you probably will like it. It's a bit like rolling your own fags, really. You end up self-sufficient with the vaping thing, and it saves you a lot of money. Yeah, I'm one of the big ones. I can't think where I used to get the bloody PG and VG from. Who was it? Oh, who was then what took over that other one? They do concentrates as well. Can't think what they call them. I don't know. But I think you can actually get it off Amazon as well, if you look PG and VG. But I think you pay more money for it. So I'd start at a litre, to be honest, because if you only order 100 ml of each, you're going to want to order again, and then you've got the postage again. But I'd go for a litre of VG and 500 ml of PG. But you're going to have loads of PG left after you finish your VG. But I said, get your 100 mils off and nick up for about 20 quid. And because see, you can get salts, you can get hybrid, or you can get just freebase. If you're used to freebase, get freebase. I'd get it suspended in PG though. That's the most important thing, because it'll ask you if you want it in VG or PG. I always get mine in PG, because then if you want to mix mouth to lung, you're not going to put too much VG in there. And if you get the bloody VG, Nick, it takes ages to come out of the bottle, especially if you're doing it in a room that's a bit cooler. And so just go on Rainbow Vapes, get some of the cheap stuff. Go for, I mean, if you like fruits, obviously you like fruits, get a few fruits that you think you might like. And then just, 2% of one, set yourself an account up on, Christ, what am I on about? Anyway, on that website that we all use, that for some reason has just disappeared out the back of my brain, and have a look round. But one of the things I think, if I was ever going to give anybody advice, don't think, right, I'm going to make Pancake Man, or I'm going to make Fluid, or I'm going to make Pixie Juice. You need to make Nicky's Juice. You know what I mean? Don't think, well, I like lemon, I like lime. I like maybe liquids to be sour. So there's a product what's called sour, and you put a few drops of that in, and off you go. And then order some bottles. There's iBottle. I would use Amazon, to be honest. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've got 3 litres of 72. We can't get 100 ml over here. I've got 3 litres of 72 in the fridge, in glass bottles. Well, most of it's in glass bottles. And then so if you get Graham up, he'll put you in the Zoom room, and he'll get you a little mix going for a start to get you going. Secret is though, obviously you want to be vaping it pretty quick. So if you get do a fruit one, that'll be perfect in a week. Sometimes you can vape them straight after, but it just depends. You'll learn that as well. Some people vape a custard when it's been made 2 days. Other people leave it 6 weeks. I mean, if you like a tobacco, you can leave that. I tend to make that in 100 mils, and then use it infrequently. And then by the time it's been there for 6 months, it's amazing. Doesn't taste like what you mixed for a start. You only taste the tobacco out of it. But I did a tobacco cream, and in the end, right at the end, after 6 months, I didn't really like it for a start. And then I went back to it after about 4 or 5 months, and I vaped the rest of it, and it was lovely. But it lost the cream. So, but I say, there's loads of people out there who will give you a bit of an hand. And if you're only good in a Zoom room, they'll get you in there more or less straight away. Just get a few bits. I've still got the syringes upstairs that I bought for a start, but don't buy syringes because that's a bloody pain in the ass. But just remember the super sweets. Get yourself 30 mils of that, because you will need it if you've been used to doing commercial stuff. Anyway, must go. Catch you all soon. Thanks for being there.